This one question bothers all my added in music guitar learners. And the question is that once you have memorized the notes of a scale, let's say G, A, B, C, D, E, F, sharp, G for G major, how do you go about using that on the guitar? Where is the theoretical application of this? The biggest problems that you might be facing if you have tried to do this is you might know the notes G, A, B, C, D, E, F, sharp, G hard-coded in your mind, but when you play in real time with other musicians or even to a drum beat, suddenly you lose your nerves, you forget everything, and you end up hitting the wrong notes, isn't it? Yes, that's a problem that we can overcome. Do not worry about that. But the other aspect of this problem, you have a backing track and you can noodle around the G major scale. It doesn't sound good. It's like you're noodling the same thing and you stay in the stuck, stagnant phase of, I'm doing the same thing and I don't understand. I don't sound unique. There's no creativity that's coming out. It's just up and down the scalar motion. There's a simple answer to this, and that is theoretical understanding doesn't come from studying theory. Theoretical understanding comes from recognizing patterns that are not immediately visible. For example, if I take the C major scale, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, this is the Western notational system. It is a representation of that 7-note means. But the same thing can be represented in Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Ti, Do. The same thing can be represented as first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh octave. The same thing can be represented as frets of your fingerboard when you're playing a major scale, 3, 5, 2, 3, 5, 2, 4, 5. There's so many ways to represent that. So much so that if I change the key of this song from C major to, let's say, E major, the Western notations, they change. And the sound that they produce, that changes. But the underlying pattern of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Ti, Do, the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, seventh, the 3, 5, 2, 3, 5, 2, 4, 5, that doesn't. And therefore, what this means is that memory of the scale, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, sharp, G, might not necessarily be the same skill that you need to apply that concept on the guitar. What you need is pattern recognition of that finger movement across your fretboard. And only guitarists can do this. Pianists have to memorize everything. And that's the beauty of being a guitarist. When you memorize those patterns, the 3, 5, 2, 3, 5, 2, 5, and you can relate that back to your knowledge of the G major scale, that's when practical theory makes sense. Because there's also one more misunderstanding here. The misunderstanding is knowing the knowledge, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, sharp, G, pattern recognition that you have on your finger is enough. No, there's another pattern, the oral pattern. Do you recognize how that Do, Re, Mi, Re, Do feels? So often theory gets confusing when you look at it very one-dimensionally or what it's supposed to represent musically. But there are so many aspects. And often